So, what's that green light for? Oop, not noticed that before. Right. So where were we? Trapped in the endless bog.
Yeah. So I think we had just agreed to wander aimlessly to go find the hag that we believed, thanks to the Oni, had cursed the whole area. Um, and then we had noticed a little will o' the wisp that was luring us into a very obvious ambush, which we followed.
Oh yes, of course.
And then we found a cave in the side of a mound. Went in there. There was a chamber full of little holes in the side of the wall, which looked extremely ominous. We all joined, but the cavern closed behind us like it had never been there. And then, just as we were wondering what to do, Obold did what we always do, which is scout ahead. And he was gone for 2 seconds, and then that was sealed off. So Obold's by himself in a tunnel, and the rest of us are in a chamber with one wall covered in ominous-looking little holes. And that's where we left it.
And I believe that sealed off as well, didn't it? Because weren't you? Because you were scrabbling at the mud,
No,
weren't you?
that's right. No. There were two. There were two tunnels.
Yeah.
Both are sealed for those in the chamber, and Obold is somewhere on the
Yes.
other side
Yes.
of this. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, there we have it. You're in a dark, low ceiling, mud caked chamber, and you're in an Obald. You're in a narrow sort of tunnel.
Yeah.
Same
Bit of a-
environment, except it's slowly. You're now aware that it's slowly sloping downwards.
Water walk is still active, by the way.
Sorry.
Water walk is still active, which so if mud likes collapses on him, he actually gets driven up by the water walk until he pops out.
Or crushed against the stone ceiling.
Yeah, true.
Squeeze through the roots like a mincer.
Lovely.
Mincer. Mincing.
Mincing, eh? Okay, so what are you all doing? I presume you've got light because it's pitch black in here.
Yes, we have a light. We needed it because, well, we needed it.
Yeah, it's dark. Generally
Yeah.
why. So what's Obal doing?
For the moment, I'm just going to have to carry on down.
Okay. And what about the rest of you?
I assume we're trying to dig our way where the tunnel used to be to see if we can rejoin Obold.
Okay, so yeah, so you're trying to dig through that that area rather than the one that leads back outside.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, we're trying to unsplit the party, so to speak.
Yes. So who's doing that then? Because there's only really room for one person to do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I think I've got some kind of. Didn't we do this in the spiral labyrinth that time? Couldn't I use some kind of check to see where we were going? Some earthen check because I live in hills.
I cast guidance on Tacklam.
Oh no, that was
Who's going to be doing the digging stuff.
Stone cunning.
Yeah, stone cunning. Yeah, that's like to do with yeah, it's more to do with like building and stuff. Yeah.
It's okay. I'll still do it. I don't mind.
Okay, so you're doing it. Radio. Okay. So you so what are you doing exactly?
think we're trying to get to
Kobold.
Obold.
Yeah. So what are you doing exactly though?
So we're going to
He's
try
digging.
we're going to try and find out where it was. You know,
Yep. Yeah. So you know the area where it was because there's still sort of part of the passage, a small part of the tunnel there,
Mhm.
but it's like I say, it's now closed off.
okay. Can we see any means of why it closed off? Or is it just like a mudslide?
It's all you can see is just this like wall of like slimy mud.
Can we start digging his way through it?
Yep, you can. There's only, like I said, there's only one person who can get at it. So if you want, if that's what you're doing,
Yep.
and how are you digging through it?
Let me check inventory. I got rid of a load of stuff. Of course I did.
Always get rid of the useful stuff.
Weren't expected to go mining in forest.
And what's everybody else in there doing, by the way?
Crowbar.
Keeping a nervous eye on the little holes for anything coming out, and I will cast Spirit Guardians the second something dangerous pops its head out of any of them.
Okay,
How squishy is the wall?
it's like yeah, it's like wet, slimy mud. So you like put your hand on it, and it's almost it's liquid, almost
Could I use
completely liquid on the surface, and underneath that it's a bit more has a bit more consistency to it. It's thicker.
could I use
It's
my shield
like
to dig through it? I haven't got a spade, as it were.
You doing what? Sorry.
Could I use my shield to dig through it? Like a,
What kind of shield is it?
it's that magic shield.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of shield is it? A round shield, like a kite shield, or where was it
I think
from?
it might have been a
thought they
kite
were.
shield.
I thought they were. If it's them ones from them skeleton,
Daldana Tower.
Is it from the
They
tower
might
from
be
the
round.
Lich's
yeah,
tower? Yeah, they're round.
yeah, I thought they
Okay.
were round.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the biggest flat surface I've got.
Okay.
Mason's tools.
Mason's tools would probably be better.
We're talking like just a like hammer and chisel.
Trowel, hammer,
is that
chisel,
it?
brushes, and a
Yeah.
screwdriver.
So they're probably not going to be much use.
Better than crowbar, though.
Axe.
Shield do. Yeah, shield's fine if you want to use a shield.
Yeah, just shoot shield then.
I'm not saying you can't use it. I just literally just want to know what you were using.
Mhm.
And what about everybody else in that room? So for Fuchs, keeping a wary eye on the surrounding room. And what about Cade and Luhai?
Kid is thinking hard. You know, I just check my spells. Is anything I can do? And I failed miserably. You know, so Kid is watching his big toe and thinking, you know, what can I do? What can I do?
And what about Luhai?
Keep an eye out for dangerous stuff.
Okay.
Should we try digging out the other way as well? Or is that not an option?
Well, elbows up ahead, isn't it?
No, but if we need to make a hasty retreat, we're going to run into a brick wall. If I'm already digging this way, we might just as well try digging out as well. No, you don't have to. It's just a suggestion.
No reply. Okay, fair enough. Right, so you begin scraping. Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, elbows up ahead.
Okay, so you begin tackling begins scraping away at this wall with his shield. Again, this like just your shield's getting caked, or the rim of the shield's getting caked with this acky, slimy, stinking mud. You can all make a perception roll, including Obald.
Okay.
Mine is a 9.
Oh wow!
Got dirty 20.
Oh wow! Nice. Okay. Right, so like I say, Obol's there scraping away, and where have we lost the rolls? I shall let's see.
Kate's not middle.
Yeah, because I accidentally rolled it on D&D Beyond and not this. It was a 9. It was a 9. So
A
I
9.
accidentally rolled
Okay. Oh, God damn it! There it is. Do-do-do.
I think my big toe is far more interesting than the surrounding.
Oops. So I'm just having to type. Bing bong.
Not me.
No,
Not me.
you should have got a bing bong.
I'll directly below.
Sorry.
Directly below.
Not if you mean directly below you. No, like in sort of general.
Right.
The whole ground.
I can feel something shaking, guys. The ground shaking.
Right at that point, there's a strange sort of sucking sound, and the tunnel the tunnel that you're like digging it with your shield sort of slips. It opens up like mud falls away, and it's almost as if it melts away from the center.
The one that Techland's digging at.
Yeah.
Let's get in there fast.
Yep.
Get through it then.
Single file. Pong, pong, pong.
Okay. Obald, what are you doing?
Well, I was going to ask the same thing, whether it could feel it directly below me or
Um,
if it
all
was just a
it,
general
to you, it's like all around you.
shit.
It's like almost like a quivering.
And I can't see anything in front of me, like an exit or anything.
No, this tunnel just like sort of curves round in a gentle sort of downwards. Well, whether it's a spiral or not, but down gently down and constantly curving round to your left.
Oh. I'll speed up my pace then.
Okay. Can you make a dex check then, please?
No.
No. Okay. Right. Okay. You try and like scoot along a bit quicker, and as you do, you lose your like hands, and your knees slip out from underneath you, and you just go sliding head first down this sloping tunnel. And as you slide, you seem to the incline seems to increase slightly, and you begin to pick up speed. And as you try and like grasp onto its sides, and you're just coming away with your hands just like covered in this like slimy, filthy mud.
Would that work with the water walking?
Yes, because you're just like slipping along across the surface.
Yeah. So just sliding down it like glass, basically.
Yes.
Joy.
Yeah, because it's just like really slippy. In
Yeah.
fact, if anything, it might make it worse. You can make a perception roll as well when in that process, although it will be at disadvantage because you're relying completely on your dark vision.
All right. Okay.
Right. Meanwhile, the rest of you, well, are you scrambling through the hole?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. You scramble through the hole. Is that
We're at
everybody?
12.
That is 12. Okay. Yep. So Luhai, so Fook, or rather, presume tackling for Fook, Luhai and Cade all scrambling through this hole.
Yeah.
Right, yes? I need a yes from everybody.
Yes.
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 Right, thank you.
Yes.
Jolly good.
Mm.
Right,
No. Yes.
okay. So, what order are you going through there in, by the way? Because it's single file, this, but
I didn't mean this. Why is it only 4? I don't want 4.
'cause it's single
I'd go
file, so
tackling
tackling's at the front.
first,
Yeah.
then probably for Fook, I would have
Okay,
thought,
yeah.
and then either Cade. Cade, are you next, and with Lazai in the rear?
Yes. I'm.
Okay. Right. Just so I know, like I said, because it's like a low tunnel, so you're having to either stoop or crawl, and it's only wide enough for you to for one of you to get to go down single file.
Can we hear anything as we crawl into this tunnel, like Obold screaming for help or something?
I don't know. Can they hear Orbol screaming for help?
Well, not screaming.
No. In that case, no.
Cursing, probably.
Okay, Luhai, you can make a perception roll.
Perception.
No.
I'll allow that actually, consider taking circumstances. So you hear something behind you.
Behind me.
Yes, behind you.
Spin round.
Okay, right. Well, you crane round, or like shuffle round as best you can. The opening's closed up again behind you.
Oh.
I'm kind of like biological, as in like a great big fucking body.
Sphincter.
Yes, exactly like a sphincter.
Okay, Obold. So you ahead of you, the tunnel suddenly widens, and you like sort of like slide into this kind of oval shaped cave, and come slide into a halt in this in this sort of foul smelling pool that's about maybe a few inches deep in this like slimy water, and it's there's a like real nasty stink to it, like gone off wine. It almost the smell of it, it's like vinegary, and it almost singes your nostrils.
No, he'll have skidded across the top.
Yeah, I was going to say I won't be
Yeah,
getting up be on top
very
of
well
it.
across the top. Then it still
Uh,
splatters up and stuff. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, as you look around you, you can see odd shapes sort of poking up from the from like the filth and the slime. You're also aware that, or rather not so much. Yeah, so yeah, you can see all these like these odd shapes, look like
Oh,
growths or formations.
I'll gather myself up then. Probably regret this, but I'll go and investigate the nearest one.
Okay,
I stun it.
okay, right. It's sort of small. It looks. You're not sure if it's like some kind of structure or some kind of growth. and it's like I say, it's all covered in this slime, this muddy slime or whatever it is. What do you want to do?
Bile is what we'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try and disturb it and see if we'll figure out what it is.
Okay, right. You sort of nudge it or push it or whatever, and it moves, and it just sort of yeah, moves to one side slightly. You can feel something solid.
I'll poke it with my spear then and
Okay, right, yeah, like I
see if
say,
that does anything.
no, doesn't do anything.
See if I can just carve bits off it, then see if I can find out what's underneath it.
Okay, well, you sort of scrape at it with your spear, and as you do, you can see. Obviously, it's a bit hard to tell because you can only see in black and white at the moment. But you can see something. You can see something that looks white underneath as you scrape away this sludge.
Oh, I'm assuming this is going to be bones. I'll try and get as much off as I can so I can try and expose it as much as I can.
Okay, what are you going to do? You're going to do it with your hands or some. So how are you going to do that?
With my spear.
Okay, okay, right. Well, it's a bit clumsy, and a bit slow, hard work doing it that way, but uh, you eventually realise it looks like a rib cage, some animal.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of animal?
So
How big is it?
I'm inside the stomach of some giant monster then.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, is it possible to establish what kind of animal? Any clues?
I don't think it really matters at this point.
Just
The thing
science.
is that the
Just
thing is that I'm in the stomach of some massive animal. I'm gonna have a look around, Phil, see if there's any like how big this space is, this stomach,
Okay,
basically.
you can make a perception roll if you like. Meanwhile, the rest of you are sort of making your way down this narrow tunnel. And as Obol before you, you eventually realize you can see there's like water or whatever flowing ahead of you, and it becomes apparent this tunnel that's constantly curving round to the left is sloping downwards. So Obol, you are having a look around, and you can see like strange sort of markings in the walls of this cave. And as you like reach out, it it's it's warm and it's pliant, and you can feel like a tremor, a rhythmic tremor moving through it. At that point as well, you can hear like dripping, like water, as if there's like water or something dripping into the cave, and you feel like something dripping onto you. Um, and as you go to wipe it away, it starts to burn, and there's like acid or something dripping on you and burning into your skin.
Yeah.
And you take 5 points of damage.
4 or 40.
4.
Oh.
What?
I'll move back from where it's dripped down then.
Okay, right. You move back and you can see it's sort of seeping from the ceiling of this cave and running down the walls, dripping out of the ceiling and running down the walls. And there's that sort of acidic smell is like increasing.
Right. I'm gonna have a look around, see if I can find some sort of exit from this.
Okay, can make another perception roll. At this point, you're joined by the others who sort of half crawl, half slide into this small oval-shaped cave.
Like, hey, old.
I'll say avoid that spot there. There's some acid dripping down. I think we're in something's stomach.
Get that out. I will crawl back up again. Crawl back up again. Come on, let's go. No messing about. Let's just go. Come on, we've got some pythons, got some hammers and stuff. Let's just crawl back up that tunnel.
Okay, so Obold, you can't see any other obvious exit. Right, so this acidic liquid starts to sort of appear, like pour and drip from the ceiling with more frequency. So everybody takes 3 points of acid damage.
Okay, guys, we seriously can't stay here. We need to go.
I'm with Luz. No, sorry, I'm with the Brute Escalator.
You're gonna have to try and climb back up then.
Okay. Right. So, can you all? So, what order are we going in? So we got. Are you remaining in that order that you're currently in? So tackling at the front, or you're all scrambling over each other to get out, so you can get out first.
Um,
I'm not forced.
I think it works well with Obold in the front with the rod of
Yeah, the rope.
immobility
Okay.
and
So
the rope. So we try and be sensible about it because we suspect we've landed in some kind of natural or unnatural trap. So we just want to get out of here without attracting too much attention.
Yeah.
Quick question: are the magical shields immune to acid? Because I'm holding my shield over my head now, so it needs to.
Well, it's not gonna burn. It's gonna, yeah, it'll protect you to a certain extent, yeah. So it's not gonna, it's not it's not that strong that it's gonna burn through metal, or certainly
The magical
not
shield.
quick. Well, not quick enough. So it might scar the shield, but it's not going to burn through it. It's not
Cool.
it's not alien blood.
Well, Cade can probably shelter with me under my shield because he's halfling. He can occupy the same square as an ally. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the order. Right then. So can you make a climb roll, please? Each one of you, yeah. I mean, Obold first, of course.
Is it athletics or what is climb roll?
It's athletics, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, so regardless of anybody else, Obold don't go anywhere, so that negates anybody else's climb roll. So if that's a failed round of climbing. So if you want to continue trying,
Want me to go first?
stop rolling. Oh, you're rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, so still
Yeah,
you
I've got
can't.
rope.
Still you can't. It's like I say, the surface is oozing and slippy, so it's a bit hard.
Oh dear. Something tells me we're not going to be able to climb back out of it.
and what are our options if we can't get up this tunnel? I mean, we've tried twice now, and it's like glass
Oh,
and slimy and slippy.
Yeah.
I'll try one more. Did someone say we got pit on?
Yeah. Well, I had pitons. I assume other people have them too.
No,
Nope.
I've not got them.
I
Points being
probably
one
don't.
for the jungle.
I probably don't have them any longer because I think that was on my old equipment list that got dropped in the ocean.
Yeah,
Probably not.
I've only got caltrops. And that's it.
Well, you've
Try
got a
what?
spear. Would a spear crosswise across the tunnel, poking both sides, and
I don't think it's that big.
Yeah, it's the spears. It's not as wide as a spear.
I'll try again then, Phil.
Okay, go ahead.
well, actually that works. It's not as wide as a spear because you put the round end in front, pointy end
Oh,
at the back,
hang on.
and you jam it in and a crosswise, and now you've got something
Potentially,
block.
potentially, if you could shove it through the wall of the tunnel, yeah,
Can I try a grappling hook on a rope, Phil?
you can try grappling hook on a rope. Yeah.
I'll try and throw that over the tunnel as far as I
Okay,
can.
so
and see if I can grab
that'd be a
something.
ranged attack roll then.
Ranged attack roll, which you just
Is
made
Dex.
dex
Yeah.
and proficiency into.
If you're proficient with thrown with um, improvised weapons.
No.
No.
So it's just a dex then.
Yep. Okay. So you throw it up. It goes about 10, 15 feet. Well, as far as you can, as far as you could possibly throw it, because obviously, like say, the tunnel, and it hits, starts to slide, and then digs in.
I'll give it a good tug and see if it's going to stay there or if it's just going to pop straight back out again.
Okay, right. You give it a tug, and as you tug on it, it digs in even more. And at that moment, the whole cavern and tunnel just convulses, and you can all make a dex check to maintain your footing.
Oh no, no.
Yeah, that's good. So tackling goes over, falls over.
Oh, and I got guidance. Can I use that?
Yep.
Plus 1d10.
It's not 1d10, 1d4, isn't it? Was it 1d10? I can't remember which guy.
1d4.
Aid.
Oh, Cade there. Boom, 20.
Natural
It does
20.
like a little ballet pirouette as
Yeah, I would
everyone
say.
else is bouncing round.
Did I make it on a 10?
No.
Tiny and very good.
So for Fook and tackling hit the deck. Wow, 4 on a dex check.
I'm not proficient.
Oh, it's a check, not a saving throw, but I suppose it doesn't make much difference.
Not for me now.
No. Okay, so yeah, the whole thing starts convulsing, and you can now clearly see that this isn't some natural tunnel. The walls ripple and convulse.
Like my ass after a big night out. Okay, okay. We're not gonna get up here. I mean, if the grappling hook caused all this, what what are we gonna do? Kill this thing from the inside out? Massive damage and hope it bombs us out or shits us out in a hurry?
We could
What
join
do we
in
do?
the well and start a fire.
Fireball.
I don't think we want to be in its stomach when you cast a fireball. That's going to be quite an explosive expulsion if we survive it.
Listen, I'm like a demolition expert. We blow our way out.
Well, shit. I mean, could we? I mean, were our shields? How much of the thing does our shields cover? Like of the tunnel?
Shield is probably a little bit smaller than the width of the tunnel.
But not a lot.
No.
So if we cast fireball into the chamber and then held the shield up in front of the tunnel, would that protect us from?
It could protect. It could potentially protect you from a significant amount of the damage. Yeah, potentially.
Sounds
Shall
like
we
a
do that?
good idea.
Shall we do that? So one of us, like Teclan or me, will sit there with our shield, fireball into the chamber, shield up, and then just ride the blast and see what happens.
I'm all for this. Yeah.
I think I'll start climbing up the rope, Phil. If they're going to do that.
Okay. Okay, right. You be climbing up the rope. You can make a climb roll then.
Do I get it with advantage? Is that
It will. It will. The difficulty class will be. It won't be advantage, but the difficulty class will be lowered significantly.
Okay, now.
I hope so.
So that's enough.
Okay.
That's enough.
So Teclan, are you holding the shield? Your
Sure
shield,
am.
or am I?
No,
I'm
no,
going to go up next, Phil.
Right, Cade.
Okay.
Cade, you get behind Teclan so you can cast fireball over his shoulder, so you can slam the shield up in place. Don't get the timing wrong, guys. Please don't get the timing wrong. Trap a fireball in the tunnel with us.
I'm climbing up next, Phil.
Okay, you can make a climb roll then.
Yes, love.
Okay. Right, you scramble up the rope and up to where Obald is. So as you
Get in there.
so as you're climbing up as well, the hook on the grapple sinks in even further, and the whole thing convulses, and there's like this stuff like this acidic stuff starts secreting from the walls all around you and pouring into this cave, like these glands open up and it just starts gushing into this cave.
Right.
So you can all take another 1d4 points of damage if you want to roll it for yourself this time.
Do we take it even in that tunnel?
Yeah, it's put in, even like in a tunnel. Yeah.
Yes, I won.
It's a one. Kid, can I re-roll my
Ooh.
one?
No. Oh, you can. Yeah. Why not?
What do you want to reroll?
No.
No, he's kidding. He rolled a 1 on his damage. Make him re-roll it.
Oh, no, I'm not trying. I mean, if you are masochist, yeah, sure.
All right, guys. Cade, Teclan, you guys ready? I cast Bless on whoever I can see, which is me, Cade, Teclan. Can I see the monks behind me?
I suppose potentially, yeah. They're about 15 feet. Well, yeah, less than 15 feet away.
Okay. I cast Bless at level 3, so everyone gets Bless.
Okay.
Looks like it does.
1d4 on any saving throws that you may have to make in the next
Right.
minute.
Oh, Phil, I did cast Fireball. Unfortunately, my D&D Beyond is not working together with Foundry. I have no idea why it used to be. The
Holy
damage,
shit, we almost all rolled ones. That's
the,
amazing.
the,
Sorry,
the,
carry
dam- the damage was 30 points.
30 points. Okay. Right. So yeah, Cade casts fireball into this cave, this chamber. Tackling puts up his shield and can you roll a saving throw with advantage, please?
Which one?
It would be what saving throw is it for fireball?
Dex,
Dex.
Dex. I thought it was, as strange as that is.
The DC is what, Cade?
one sec.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. Right. Okay. Right. You right.
14. The DC is 14.
That's fine. Okay. So like a small amount of heat, intense heat makes its way it makes it past the shield, and Cade, or rather Tackling, you take a point of fire damage, and there's before just a moment later, it's like there's a massive earthquake,
everything goes up in flames.
The tunnel around you like convulses and contracts
Oh,
to the
no.
point that it starts squeezing down on you.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
joy.
can we now like quickly frantically crawl our way out?
And you can like it basically starts crushing down on you. And you all take 1d4 of crushing damage, please.
Fucking hell.
So, fireball again?
Yes. Oh wait, can you cast while it's switching us?
No, you can't. You cannot cast. You're like kind of essentially restrained. So also, so tackling you're sort of crushed down again with this shield, and there's a sudden like blast of this acidic fluid that suddenly like fills this entire chamber and blasts forward, and it hits you full on. Hitting the shield, hits the shield full on, and like sprays past you. You take another 2d4 points of acid damage, and the blast, the pressure of this thing just like shoots you all up this tunnel like a cork out of a bottle.
Glorious.
Okay, so you're like
I like this ride. You know, when we done it, can we do it again, please?
so you're like forced up this like contracting passageway, and you sort of go up there and you just get squeezed and forced up the thing. You all take 1d8 points of bludgeoning damage, and you suddenly like fly out into the open air.
1d8.
1d8 bludgeoning damage.
While we are flying, I like to shout, see, fireball is a solution for everything.
God.
Oh.
Fireball and spark jetted from the air.
Oh, it was 2 and turned to 8. Oh.
Ooh. Oh, you rolled a d10 there,
Yeah, you rolled a d10.
not a
Roll
d8.
a d8.
I'll take it, fine. Why not?
No, only shit, man.
Well, lower it by 2, make it a 6 because it would have been.
Average.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Six is good. 6.
Okay, and you'll land with a thud and a splat. Well, a thud because you've all got water walking on, which is great. So you land with a thud. That's an interesting point. So you can take another 1d6 points of damage as you like impact a
What
solid
the
surface.
Taking the
Phil's
piss
just
now,
sa-
Phil.
I
Phil's
didn't put
just
water
sour
walking
because
on.
Listen,
Phil's just sour because
Fe-
water walking stopped us burning right away.
Phil is having a field day.
So yeah, you slam into the what wouldn't have been solid ground, but is thanks to your water walking. And almost like in fact, you can make con checks. If you fail a con check, you're winded.
Con check or save?
Con save, sorry, yeah.
Oh,
Plus a 1d4
well,
for
that would have been.
Yeah, well,
very well.
we'll let you have that. Yeah.
plus 1d4 if you need.
What is Luai doing? Oh, Luai, yeah. Okay, so
22 over.
yeah, everybody's fine apart from Luai who lands on his back. Basically, lose an action. That's all. Okay, right. As you lay, as Luhai lays there on his back trying to get his breath, and you sort of roll over, looking back in the direction that you've flown. The hill where the cave entrance was collapses, and you get a brief glimpse of something that looks like a huge worm or tentacle or something or other before the ground just collapses into a massive sinkhole, and the waters of the surrounding waters start gushing down into this massive pit that's opened up.
Shit, I start running.
Yeah, I'm going to start running. I'll follow.
Okay, Yeah.
I'll overtake for
I can
food.
cast shape water and freeze it. If it's 5 by 5, I can cast it twice. I'm just saying it might plug it if you wanted to
The hole's like about 20, 30, 40 foot across.
plug that then.
It's huge. It's like where the hill was, that's just like a massive sinkhole. Okay, so what you doing?
Running.
Running.
I'm overtaking for food.
Okay. So yeah, everybody runs off, leaving Lou High sort of trying to catch.
Make sure I'm at least 20, 30 foot away.
Okay, I presume Lou High is getting up on his feet after he catches his breath.
Unless he wants another go.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, did you, me?
yeah, I did now. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so Luai jumps up to his feet after you, like chasing after you, and the like I said, water's just gushing into this hole, and the surrounding ground starts collapsing into it. Just run and run and run and run and run. You can hear this sort of like immense like gurgling sound and rushing water long after you've lost actual sight of it, till you eventually sort of collapse down on on one of the sort of raised one of the drier bits of land and catch your breath. And you all can now see you're all covered in this sort of pinkish, sort of stinking slime.
Oh shit! I should have cast Detect Magic. I bet it ate some adventurers. Oh,
It nearly did.
I bet you'd have
Every-
just said, "I'm sorry, your water walking prevents you from reaching into the acid to pick it up."
Oh well, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
The whole floor's coated with magical items. Oh no!
It's like under a piece of glass, a sheet of glass. No, just artifacts everywhere. Okay, what are you doing?
Leave myself off as best as I can.
I'll I'll assess people's damage and see who needs a bit of a cure wound situation.
I will join the queue at the front.
Okay.
Okay. Um, right. So, Cade, about
Oh wow,
how?
21.
Holy cow, did I? So, Cade, how much are you short?
I lost like 1/3 of my HP.
Oh, a
I'm
third.
not,
Right.
I'm not saying a number, but I'm not feeling too okay.
No,
That was quite poor.
I'll take
that
it.
is that
I'll
was
take it.
terrible.
I'll take it. Fine. Thank you.
I'll give you another one.
No, maybe because you're wasting the spell. No, I'll take this one.
Whoop, I'm sorry, it's too late. There you go.
Okay, I'm back on max. Thank you.
Excellent. Who else needs some? Tacklin, you took a bit of a beating there, didn't you?
Looking at the screen though, I'm not as bad as Obold.
I'm fine.
Okay, I'll give Obold one then.
Yeah, I'm looking fairly injured.
Oof,
Uh,
God. You want another
yeah,
one?
no, leave that there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I've got all my first level spells, so I'll give you another one. Man, really struggling with these cure rolls.
Oh, that's coming back to full.
Cool. Tacklin, you want one?
Yeah, go on, hit me with one. Thank you.
Ignore the roll. I'm just testing something. Okay.
Okay.
Nice, finally a better roll.
And tackling, can you make a 20-sided dice roll, please?
Decided.
I like the sound of this.
I like it.
Okay.
What about the bless?
11.
Doesn't apply to that.
Bless would have faded by now. It's only a minute.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't apply to that anyway.
Plus, I took a bunch of damage and didn't roll any con saves, so I'm guessing at some point I would have dropped it by now. Either getting pooped out or slamming into the solid water would have done it.
Quite possibly. Okay. Oh, I've not never unpaused this. Let's
So
move
just
that on
imagine
a bit.
like people are ice skating. You know when people ice skate and they like hit the ice and skid. That's kind of what would have happened to us.
Yeah.
Like smack, slide.
Right. So you take a while to try and clean yourselves off as best you can with the filthy swamp water. Patch yourselves up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that was something.
That was unpleasant.
Was nothing else shot out? I mean, because the contents of that round chamber was
Well, who knows? You ran.
yeah, but anything heavy would have hopefully come out after us and embedded in
Possibly.
the. Shall we go back and take a look?
Embedded in the back of the person that was at the back of the running queue.
As I said, I like to do the ride again because it was fun.
Well, no, what we can do is we can cast Detect Magic and just walk back and see if we can spot anything. What do you guys think? Investigate our handiwork. I mean, any direction at this point
Yeah, if you want to try it.
Okay, I'll ritually cast Detect Magic. I mean, Cade, if you want to do the same, and then we'll head back to investigate our handiwork. I assume instead of a hillock now there's like a bit of a pond.
We're we're kind of clued up, so you would imagine that any lesser adventurers might have fallen foul, because we nearly did.
Okay, so you head back. It takes you quite a while until you head in the direction that you think it is, and whether you got turned around or not, you don't know. But it takes you quite a while before you finally find what you assume must have been where this hill once was. Some of the trees and the surroundings looks vaguely familiar, and there's what stands out is there's this big black pool of water that when you throw a stone into it, there's just this light, just a really deep sounding splosh. As it's obviously vastly deeper than the rest of the surrounding water.
Wow, imagine the XP we're going to get for this bad boy, people.
If only. Right. So you look around. There's nothing. You don't pick anything up with your spell.
Two-handed sword, like jutting out.
And at first you don't see anything, but then you spot
Really?
a couple of partially decomposed, digested corpses hanging from the branches of a nearby tree.
Oh my god.
Hang on. You said they are halfly decomposed, but they are hanging. How are they hanged up?
The hanging caught in the branches, not hanging
Oh,
by the hands.
so yeah, so they're not hanged. They are just on the branches.
Yeah, so yeah.
So is it possible that they were blasted out from that monster?
That's possible. Yeah, like I said,
That's the assumption we're going to make, yeah.
so
Yeah.
the partially decomposed, but also like dissolved, like as if they've been partially digested as well. They're like dissolved.
Mhm.
Nice.
Kid might do a Constitution saving throw. Let's see if he throws up or not.
So we sort of obviously how far the bodies were flung, we kind of just do a detect magic spiral around them to see if we can spot anything interesting lying around.
Okay.
I think I see my breakfast coming back.
So Cade takes a moment as he empties his stomach onto the floor.
It must be the ride. It must be the ride.
I'm
Oh,
just going to keep a wary eye on that pool of water.
okay. Right. So you're casting around the area, but you don't see anything else.
Okay, no sort of items or anything like that.
No.
Okay, headed. Right. Well, phew. Thank goodness for that. And
So these corpses, they're not naked. They've still got the remains of whatever they were wearing on.
fair enough. Well, unless you want me to cast water breathing on us when the water walking fades and we go swimming down to the bottom of the deep dark pool, I think we should possibly keep on going. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, we crack on then. Full.
Okay. It took you a couple of hours to find your way back here as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just heading off again.
Yeah, well, we got nowhere to be and kind of all the time in the world to get this. So we may as well just wander around all loosey goosey and see what happens.
Okay. All right. So you head off again. As you pass the tree where these corpses are strung up in the branches, you can see that what's left of them. You can see they're not human. They're humanoid, but look almost like frogs. Although there's not much left of them to get a good impression of what exactly they are.
Weren't
Like
Dyson
full,
messing
like
around
the
with animals?
Sorry.
yeah.
Weren't Dyson messing around with animals?
Well, yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, we keep going, I suppose.
Okay,
That's creepy. Keep going.
right. So you keep going. You trudge along through the swamp, spotting no signs of nothing that would suggest that you're getting anywhere near the witch's lair. No skulls or anything like Kurg suggested that you might find that might indicate you're getting close to her. Till eventually, um, you come through a bank of fog and step almost immediately onto Kurg's little island.
Hmm.
Right, he glances up from where he's chopping some wood with a barely surprised look on his face. Back again, I see.
Oh, wow. This was unexpected.
Yeah, after we've just nearly been eaten by something.
Right, so the last of the light is quickly fading.
You ask him if he's got any
Set up
more
camp then.
freshly fried crocodile creature.
Say again, sorry, setting up camp on what? Sorry, did you say?
Has he got any more freshly cooked crocodile creature? Been crocodiles last time. Or was it a fish? I can't remember.
It was crocodile,
Oh,
yeah.
crocodile.
Right, he says he'll provide he'll feed you today, but if you're back again tomorrow, then he wants more payment for his hospitality.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, he
Um,
finishes chopping wood and gets another fire going, and cooks you all up a meal, which is again crocodile meat with some mushrooms foraged from around from the swamp.
as he Sofafuk offers to provide some entertainment for the evening as we're unwinding after a grueling day trudging through the swamp.
Yeah, he's happy for you to do that.
Excellent. I have a couple of favors.
Is anybody else doing anything?
Oh, okay, no, that's wrong. I should have rolled with advantage. Okay. 42, I can dream. Oh, that's got a +5 in it, so it should be a 17.
Okay, it's reasonable then. Very
Anyway,
good.
Fafuk entertains himself and everyone else for the evening quietly in the background.
Okay, is anybody else wanting to do anything?
No.
Don't know.
Okay,
Bed down for the night.
so while you're all sat around, after you've finished eating, and Kurg breaks out some barely palatable alcohol that he brews from like various mosses and things that he forages. It tell he it tells you a little bit more of what he knows about the swamp, and stories that he heard from people he met here when in the first few years after he arrived here. Um, that that the hag brought about the curse on the area after her husband was attacked and murdered, and the local people, despite his pleas for help, kept just shut their doors to him and left him to whatever fate it was that befell him. And his wife found him dead on her doorstep with his jaw almost torn clean from his face, just hanging on by a single tendon just hanging down by his chest. And as revenge, she forged a pact with some supposedly forged a pact with some dark power, and brought a curse down on the entire area, turning it into this vast, inescapable swamp.
Nice. Hmm. So has Kurg, I mean, it's good stuff, but I mean, has Kurg dealt with, like pitcher plant type creatures where you get lured into a mud cave and then digested?
Um, no, he's intrigued by that. He says he's never encountered anything like that before, but he tends to, particularly after his brother died, he tends to play it safe.
Well,
He doesn't go after. He relies on traps and fishing.
well, I think we followed what. I mean, do we know what we followed?
No,
It was just like
you
a
can.
tinkly light and a
Yeah.
word that kept coming, follow, and then eventually we crawled into the very obvious trap. Okay, fair dues. Does he have any other interesting stories that might enlighten us?
Uh, so it tells you like a few stories about him and his brother. Um, the escapades that they had here after they first got trapped here, but before he died, but it's nothing really revealing. And as the stories go on, it becomes more and more melancholy.
Oh dear. Well, do feel for him. He's been trapped a long time. Is he sure he doesn't want to help us get out? Because, he's just kind of stuck here himself. Isn't it worth putting in another big effort along with our help to get out?
Right, he just snorts and it seems to be suddenly become annoyed by your presence. Says, "Keep
Feeling tired
yourselves
of
to
this last
yourselves,"
time.
and he stomps
Okay.
off inside his
Okay.
makeshift home.
Okay. Well, suppose. Leomund's tiny hut.
Indeed.
Yes, I'm casting it.
Awesome. While we're in the hut, Kincaid, maybe help me identify that ring I found a while back. Keep forgetting I'm carrying it.
Yeah, I have, of course.
Okay, I have a go at identifying it. Oh, sorry, I've identified it, but I need to roll an Arcana check. So
Okay, hang on, hang
Cade
on, hang
needs
on,
to
hang on, hang on,
identify
hang
it.
on. So you wanna do the Arcana roll, or shall I do it, or what was the?
Oh God, you do it. You got like a plus crazy number. I've got like +1.
Yeah, so I like to do it, and I like to use my divination roll, which is a 17
Okay.
earlier. So let me just calculate.
Oh wow, a 15. That's pretty good for me. Still got no fucking idea what this ring says. I did notice though that the words you said the letters you inscribed in it full spell like Gary Gygax. I mean, obviously spelled in the right way.
So
But
the roll is a 23, Phil.
Okay. Right. It's so it's the ring is enchanted with so what does it was evocation magic, and it's quite apparent. You're not quite sure how Phil managed to overlook it, because it doesn't take you a cursory look over it, with the assistance of your magic, of course. That the inscription on the inside of the band is the means of triggering, of activating the powers of the ring,
okay.
which essentially casts a light spell.
Oh, that's cool. I
I
like it.
think there's a little bit more to it than that. Let me
I was
just.
about to say if it's just a light spell, then maybe either Cade or Luzai could use it, because I can cast light if I need it. Usually.
Yeah,
Let me
that's a
just
good idea
bring up
because I
the.
always struggle in the dungeons. I can't see shit.
Yeah.
Let me just
Well, if it
find
gets
the
separated, it means you can do
actual
something
full
about it.
description. There it is. That was. Uh, yes. So the inscription is that Yaga Raxgig. So yeah, and it causes, when you utter the command word, it causes the ring to emit a bright light in a 20-foot radius, and you can speak the command word again to turn it off, basically. So, and it's centered on the ring.
Yeah. Cool. Um, well, I mean, either Cade or Luzai, I think, should get the ring, just because it's useful to have light in the dark. I mean,
Well, if I've already got it, that magical torch, haven't I?
oh yeah, you do. Oh well, in that case, Cade, there you go, buddy. Magical ring.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No
Sorts out
worries.
the problem,
The
for me.
amount of, I'm going to say the amount of punches that Lubai throws out in a round, he'll end up causing someone an epileptic fit.
That's a good one.
Flurry blows.
Yeah.
That or some random person watching the fight happen.
Oh,
Oh, God,
You
that'd
see
be
him
funny.
convulsing at the side of the fight.
okay, so what's the watch setup? Is it still as it was? Let's see, play journal.
I'll be right back.
Oh, it
Goodness.
said that we didn't need to set a watch because it was
No,
safe on here.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true. So no watch. Okay. Right then. In which case, can you all make a Constitution check?
What?
What?
Constitution check or save?
Check. Check, check.
I knew it was going to be low.
So we just need. Oh, there we go. Just need. We got one from tackling's roll high. I overlooked that one because I assumed it was somebody else's.
Constitution like an ox.
Oh, this is true.
Or like a dwarf.
So we just need lose when he returns. Although I don't think he's going to roll lower than 5. It's possible, I suppose. I'll tell you what, we'll continue. We'll assume he's not. Okay, so at some ungodly hour, you're not sure what. It's the middle of the night, still pitch black outside. You wake up all bold and compelled by the powers of nature, you step outside to relieve yourself against a nearby tree. When you're there, and suddenly you feel your entire body start to tense up, and within moments you can't move a muscle. All you can do is continue to piss all over the floor, and eventually all over yourself.
Oh dear.
Joy.
The only thing that you can move is your eyes. Your attempt to call out, but all that escapes your lips is a feeble whimper.
Oh, that should be a 12 for me, Phil.
A 12, that's fine. What are you doing?
Anyone else roll a who's on watch?
No
In
one's
one.
on watch because we're told it's safe on here. Let me just check.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, poop.
What are you doing, Obald?
He's not doing anything.
I'll,
They're blinking.
I'll have a look
Resting on
around, Phil,
himself.
see what I can see.
Okay.
Lying on the ground with his cock out.
Oh no, he's still
Looking
stood
up.
up. He's stood up. Okay,
Look
right.
like one of them orc-sized cherub in a fountain.
So you look around as best you can, like looking around like at the corners of your eyes, and you notice a shadowy figure at the on the edge of your vision that slowly begins approaching. Twigs snapping loudly underfoot as it shambles closer and closer towards you. And eventually,
Roll a check to hear snapping twigs.
Would I be able to use shadow step here, Phil?
no,
It doesn't use any somatic or any other components. Just
but in this case, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make constitution checks inside the thing to see if it wakes you up.
You mean
Constitution checks.
perception?
Perception. Yeah, sorry, perception, yeah. It will be at disadvantage,
Oh.
of course, because you're asleep.
Of course.
Who is that? Everybody?
Yeah, everybody can. Yeah, why not?
Disadvantage of perception.
Yes, because you're asleep. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Wow. We're not total shit.
Okay. Cade. Pushing Zeds. And so is Lou High. So, for Fook and tackling, you like suddenly snap awake. Something outside has like disturbed your sleep.
Glance around.
Right, you try to glance around, but you find you can't move. Your like body is completely and utterly rigid. Or the only thing you can do is move your eyes.
No. Well,
And
shit.
same for tackling. You can just about make out through the slightly slightly opaque dome of the shelter. The figure of Orbold about 20 feet away stood by a tree, and a shadowy figure approaching him. So eventually, the shrouded entity enters into steps out of the fog and shadows, and you see a decrepit old woman with green tinted skin, jagged rotting teeth, and tangled white hair. Her eyes are a piercing pure white that give a slight glow, and um, she wears a collection of jawbones hanging from her in like um, not a necklace, but like sort of almost like sort of what's the like a
Trophies.
bandolier, yeah, like
Yeah.
loads of like there's loads of them. There must be a good 10, 20 of these lower jawbones strung about her like necklaces, and her claws are shredded and caked with mud. Each of her fingers and toes ends in savage looking black claws. She walks up to you and sort of walks around you, looking you up and down, and you can smell this like stench, like of the swamp, but also
Have we got
like
a picture, Phil?
there's one, but it's shit. I can give you a picture. I don't like the picture.
Shall I just Google hag?
No, it's different because
See if
she
we
looks
find.
different. Just a moment. I'll show you the picture. It just might take me a moment.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of different kinds.
Yeah.
It's a night hag, a green hag, a sea hag.
Like I say, this one's quite different anyway. Save. Let me save that to just save it to desktop.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really matter what she looks like, does it? Except, atmosphere and basically make us all shit ourselves and paralyzed. Food kind of hopes that she doesn't pick him for her sexual adventures.
Okay.
She seems to like the green skin of the half orc, so maybe she'll have a wicked way with him.
There she is.
I don't see anything. Sorry.
You don't see it?
No.
Nope.
Should do.
Things popped up.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, might just take a while. Anyway, like I say, the picture's a bit naff. It's just a black and white pencil sketch.
Is this kind of weird, fucking horrific Mills and Boone scene now being played by paralyzed, horrified eyes? In which case, Fufuk will close his eyes so he doesn't have to witness it.
Okay.
Good luck, Obold.
Right. So yeah. The rest of you are either still asleep, completely oblivious, or can't move. And if your eyes are open, you can just catch glimpses of the hag out the corner of your eye. So she walks round Obold a few times, looking him up and down. Like I said, there's this horrible stench of the swamp, but also like death and rot coming from her. And she she walks around a couple of times, then just pushes him on the chest so he topples and falls backwards onto the floor. And then she
Rides him like a pony.
then she straddles across his chest.
Oh yes. Oh, Obold, you're lucky half orc you.
And leans in close and smiles at a set of rotted yellow teeth, and you can feel a hot, stinking breath against you. She tenderly places her hand under your jaw and draws you a little bit closer, so you're almost just inches away from her face. The smell of her breath is pretty rancid, and as much as you'd like to, you can't move.
So
Right,
yeah,
she
taking it.
sniffs at you for a moment and then licks the side of your face and smiles again.
You're
Yeah.
in there.
Sure.
Wink at you.
She's been waiting for a boy like you.
Are we getting them a room?
Right, she then sort of sits up a bit and turns from you and takes something from like a pouch at the side of her and unrolls a piece of leather that's like bound where that's tied up.
Oh,
As she
very kinky.
unfurls it on the forest floor, on the floor, inside you see a collection of knives of various lengths that are carved from bone.
Oh dear.
Oh
Look
dear.
at the look like they're carved from jawbones. You can see like teeth in some of them.
Yeah.
You can also see a few sewing needles and a small, like a miniature hatchet. Right, she studies them for a while, like as if she in like quiet reflection, running a loving hand over each one before she finally seems to settle on a moderately sized serrated knife. Right, she takes the knife in one hand and leans over at you.
Do we
So
see
what's
this?
the word to
Do
what's
we
the
see
word to
this?
chop someone up? Is it like it's not decimate? Sorry,
Dismember.
Dismember,
dissect. Thank you.
dissect, yeah. Or
That's very
my favourite, disjectamembra. That's to scatter body parts over a wide area. Yeah. um, right. So she leans in close and puts again and puts a finger to your lips, grins, and then steps up from you and walks towards the shelter.
No, no, she's
Right.
coming for us. I thought we were watching a horrible porn movie. It turns out we're the main course.
Right, and she walks straight through the side of the shelter.
Oh wow.
Come back for more pieces of kid.
Yeah.
I'll
You
see
know,
if
I think I'm gonna be
I'll
stuck if you look at my side.
I'll continue to try
What?
and move Phil to try and unfreeze myself if there's some way I can do it.
Okay, you can
Obviously,
continue to struggle.
we're always trying to struggle.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Who's the ones who do it? Can tackling and for food make a charisma check?
Check or save?
A check.
Oh God,
See who she finds the
about
most appealing.
that's about to say. Well, it has to be me. I've got the +1. 7.
Oh wow. Tackling now when you want one of your legendary. Oh, he's gone. He's run away. Where's he gone?
No, he left just before she approached the hut.
All right. Oh, breaking the atmosphere. Do, do, do.
And here I was, lording it up while Obold was getting his bloody wiggle on with the other hag. Turns out she's saving him for laters. He's the main course, we're the hors d'oeuvres.
Where'd he go? Oh, I'm going to roll for him.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, mind you, well, yeah, I'll roll for him and see you. Okay, wow. Still need to wait till he comes back now.
Oh no, don't tell me it tied. Oh no, he lost. Yes. Well, no, okay, just pick for Fook. Pick for Fook and then we can carry on.
Okay, as you wish. As you wish.
So Fook makes loving eyebrows at her as she heads towards him. He
Okay.
pulls out his come hither eyes. It's so stupid.
Right. So as she steps through the side of the shelter as well, the rest of you awake and also find you can't move, and the shelter disappears.
Can I make a saving throw?
You can if you like. Right. The hag puts her finger to her lips and shushes you all before slowly and methodically placing the knife in the mouth, in Fafouk's mouth, and pressing it against the inside of his cheek. Then, with a sudden lunge and a vicious slice, she tears the knife free in a spray of blood. Agony quickly takes hold as she continues to cut through the flesh around your jaw, hot blood pouring down onto your chest in a stream. She continues her surgery, slicing, dicing with precision before finally taking hold and yanking with a sickening, sucking and breaking noise. She tears your entire jaw free. She then reaches up and adds the bloodied jaw to the others around her neck, rolls her leather tool set up again, and disappears into the night as Fafouk lies choking on his own blood.
Nice.
Oh dear.
Right, you awake to daylight with a scream. Fafouk, you cannot speak. Your jaw is locked tight. Jutting out of a nearby tree is the bone knife covered in blood.
Oh no.
Right, you're all awake. You can
Can I
move.
do like ventriloquist casting now? Whereas casting out unless it's somatic and material only.
What you're doing?
Well, I'll be having a look around. See if we're actually still in the hut or
Yes, you're still in the hut.
She just walked straight through it.
Apparently, the hut's gone. Or rather, sorry, the hut's gone.
I'll check. Just make sure Kate's still there or
Yep, Cade's still there. Everybody's still
Did I
there.
feel anything because I'm, like kind of connected to that hut? It's
No,
not going
nothing.
anywhere unless I am moving and stuff.
No, nothing.
Okay, I check my spell books and I start, smashing the books against each other. This doesn't work. Shit.
So you
Oh.
quickly find out that everybody seems to have had exactly the same experience, whether it was a dream or what. You don't know. Like I said, there's this knife that was used that Fafouk clearly remembers being used to slice his face up. Is embedded into the tree, the nearby tree.
So is this a dream or is this real?
Well, seems to have been a nightmare.
What's Fafu look like?
Yeah, does he have a jaw?
Fafouk has got quite a vivid, like like white, red line down one cheek.
Like a massive red welt.
Yeah, and he can't speak. He can't even open his mouth.
Shall we slice it open? I had a good dream about it. So, yeah, I mean, he lost speech. He cannot open it. So, we can turn this back with magic, but he's the only one who can cast this kind of things.
I don't mean I'll say any prayers to his god now, is he, for his healing abilities or anything?
Well, I suppose the question is, all these have to be uttered out loud because they're all verbal. The only thing I have that is not verbal is minor illusion, of all things.
You can make it sound like you're talking.
Casting
Yeah.
minor illusion all the time, just so he
No,
can
you can't cast
imitate
spells with a
speech.
minor illusion. No.
No,
would have
just
been
so he can imitate speech.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep, I can create a sound. It can be my voice, someone else's voice, lions roar, beating of drums, any sound I choose. Okay,
Yeah,
so I can communicate through minor illusion now. And the power of mime.
Oh, tackling's back.
I am sorry.
What did you miss?
Everything.
Am I dead?
No.
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 We thought
Yes,
Fook
you
were.
are. Yes, you are.
Does somebody want to give him a recap then?
Fafuk cannot speak after a nightmare dream where a night hag stole his jaw.
Oh, wow.
Walked into the camp, straight into the hut, and then just cut the inside of his cheek and took his jawbone off. And then everyone woke up and it was morning. But now he's got a massive scar down one side of his face where she cut him. And he can't open his mouth or speak. And she's left a jawbone knife in a tree nearby.
Oh, shit.
What about the resident of the hill? Is he up yet?
So yeah, he sort of suddenly appears and like, whoa, what's all the commotion? What's all the screaming?
Something
screaming?
happened last night. The night hag turned up, and I'll point to Fafook's face. I'll say, and seems to have done this, and then left that over there.
Fafuk casts minor illusion, and you hear his disembodied voice say, I thought she was coming to shag me, but instead she bloody seemed to cut my jaw off in my dream, and now I can't talk. End spell.
Okay, Kirk pushes past you all and goes and pulls this knife out of the tree. And she goes, "Oh, this is bad. This is bad." And he hurls it into the swamp.
I thought the hill was safe. Why we didn't have any guard up?
So did I.
Not that it would have mattered anyway.
No.
She seemed to ignore everything magical. She walked straight into our wizard's hut. Should have been possible.
Says the hag's the mess with your head.
Mess with your face as well, it looks like.
Right,
Fafuk
Kirk.
casts minor illusion, and asks everyone if the scar in his face makes him look like a bandit.
Right, so Kirk comes over and like quite roughly grabs hold of your face and turn your head and looking at you, and then he grabs your jaw and wrenches it open with like a crack, and you go ah, and you can move your mouth again.
Ow! Fuck! Oh, thanks.
Says the hag knows you're here now.
Oh,
Well,
we've gathered that.
Fafuk deploys his sarcasm and goes, think we noticed. So, does that just work? Like, you just wrench my jaw apart and suddenly I can talk?
Just locked it.
Yeah, it just like locked.
Fafuk casts Detect Magic on himself to see if there's any residual mumbo jumbo in the vicinity.
Okay.
Jumbo Jumbo?
Is is anybody else doing anything?
Is there any tracks, Phil?
Is there any tracks? So you can make a perception check.
I'll help him with that, actually.
Okay, you can do a perception check with advantage then. And what about Cade and tackling?
Can I investigate the jawbone knife?
You can otherwise, but Kirk's thrown it into the swamp.
Who can? Section checks at advantage.
Yeah, because I'm helping you.
Oh, all right.
I'm just checking out my friend,
Okay.
try to tend him.
Good job.
Reassure him he can talk again, so his, comments can come again.
Okay. Okay. Right. There's no sign of any tracks at all.
Wasn't last time she got Kate either, though, was it?
No.
Did we manage to take a successful long rest?
That's a good point. No, thank you for reminding me. No, you did not get you did not get the benefits of a long rest. So everybody has a level of exhaustion.
Oh,
Nice.
joy. Bane of any adventurer's existence.
Can I go back to sleep?
Well, yeah, I suppose you. Can
No,
you?
you,
No, you can't. No, you
already
can't do a.
ruled.
Yeah, so you can't.
Yeah.
You can't do a. Yeah, you can't do another long rest in the same 24-hour period, even if you had a crap one. It won't benefit. You can go try. You can go to sleep, but it won't benefit you.
Listen, I don't want the advantages. The game advantage is fine. I don't want that. I like to have my sleep.
Yeah,
And
you
that's
can. You can.
beautiful.
Yeah,
I need my beauty sleep.
yeah, you can
You
I'm,
slept
I'm,
through it
go off
I'm
all,
to
you
sleep.
next.
bastard.
Because I'm next, and she's coming for me. I can feel it.
Oh, there is. Sorry, you do find there aren't completely. There's not completely any tracks. So you do find some tracks. You find um, tracks leading from where the shelter was to the side of a tree, and signs of somebody having a piss.
That'll be mine.
Yes. So strangely, that seems to have happened.
Right. Well, time to go hag hunting then.
Yeah.
What do you
I'll
guys
ask
think?
what's his face to see if he wants to help us. Since he seems
Oh,
to have
not
been
again,
caught against.
please.
What?
Could we determine which way she came from? Bear in mind we saw her very briefly, and obviously Orbold saw her.
So yeah, Orbold knows which way. Yeah, could point in the direction that he saw her coming from. Yeah.
Was that be a good way to start?
We head that way.
Yeah.
Oh, let him know we're going then. You can either sit here and wait for the hag to find him, or
You go
he
find
can
her.
decide, he could decide to help us. His choice.
He's already told us no twice.
Says you're marked. I prefer to wait out my time in peace.
Big blue chicken. Fine.
Phil, you said that she let off all this horrible stench and
Yep.
disease. Could I cast detect poison and disease and see if there's any kind of trail based off of that?
Ooh.
I suppose you could try that.
That's it ritually. Yeah, so detect poison and disease.
I need to have had a rest to recover spell slots, yeah?
Yeah.
So I've not had a rest to recover spell slots.
No. So nobody has gained any has regained anything.
No, I've not used any spell slots.
If you want, you can take a short rest if there's things that you can regain with a short rest.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
No. No. Oh, let me do some quick calculations then.
Looking for any kind of build up a particular disease, being disease in particular as opposed to poisons. Or any trail or anything like that.
Um,
Particularly where Obol saw come from.
So no, there's no. Surprisingly, there's no. You don't pick any source of any kind of disease up. You do detect the presence of numerous poisonous, small poisonous creatures. Like frogs and lizards.
Don't eat them.
No.
Right. So I suppose we just randomly crack on hunting in the direction Obold indicated, but perhaps we do it as a line abreast, so cover more areas, so each one within 10 foot of the other. And we advance across the terrain like an advanced contact. Or do we still go single line?
I think single line will probably still be the best option.
So we replay the ancient English versus French strategy of line over column.
Can I wild shape into a direwolf, please?
Yes, you can, if you want.
Walsh.
Keen hearing and smell. The wolf has advantage on wisdom checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Do you need me to do that for you? I can't remember if you can do it.
Yeah, I can do it with spider, I think. No, I've not got polymorph, but
I think you can change back, can't you?
yeah, I can change back, but I can't change top.
Right, one moment.
Get big dog out.
Come off. Come on. No. There we go.
So Tacklin's in front, I assume then.
Or in middle, whichever.
Well, no, if you've got advantage on your checks, you should be in front.
No, I don't know which way we're going though. I thought you said you were spreading out. I don't know if we're going horizontal or vertical. I don't.
No. We're going in a column, but you can be in front.
Cool.
I'll place my blessing of the trickster on you, so you have advantage on stealth.
Okay.
Well, we're
Crack
going
on.
with hunting.
Hi ho, hi ho. It's
Right.
hunting hags we go.
Say set off.
Fook tries to compose something on the fly about hunting hags.
It only lasts for an hour though.
Oh dear.
Pretty shit.
Yeah.
Pretty shit.
Pretty shit. Hags of bags.
Bags of hags sagging with
Fags.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, right. You wander seemingly aimlessly through the swamp for several hours, till after a while, tackling you here first, you hear the sound of tree branches snapping off in the distance. Not twigs snapping, tree branches snapping. So a completely different sound.
Coming from above us.
No, ahead of you, somewhere in the
Ooh.
distance.
Tree branches snapping.
Off in the distance.
But he's human. Well, he's dwarf now because
Oh yes, oh yeah.
faded.
Yeah. So yeah, in which case, so in which case everybody can hear it then. So you can hear the sound of tree branches snapping in the distance.
That sounds big.
Can we
Try to find some
focus
cover.
move?
Try to find some cover from whatever's approaching.
You're gonna find some cover. What's everybody else doing?
Stealthily try and get eyes on it.
Yeah. I'll cast Pass Without Trace on us. Give us a bit better chance at hiding and cover.
Okay. So if you all want to make a stealth check, then if you're going to hide,
So everyone gets plus 10.
How long does Blessing of the Trickster last?
an hour, but I would have kept it up. It's something that I'll keep on placing on whoever's in front. Gives us a tiny advantage too.
What did you say? Plus
Two.
advantage.
Well, you get advantage and plus 10.
Awesome.
3 then.
Stealth.
Thank fuck for that.
I roll the 7 and I get a 22 thanks to the plus 10. Well, that's in a plus 5.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
plus
19.
10.
So he gets 19,
Yeah.
kid.
Okay. Right. So this noise, this sound of like smashing branches starts getting louder or closer, and you can hear something sloshing, splashing through the water, and eventually you can also make out two deep, deep voices arguing loudly. One go, "No, I want the shiny things." And the other one's going, "No, the soft things. We want the soft things. We keep it alive for the soft things." "No, I want its eyes for the shiny things."
Fuck?
They're gonna be so. I know. I think I know.
So you can hear this like not this like voice. They're continuing to argue, and you can see like the shadow of a big figure. Must be easily as tall as some of the trees stomping past, but it's like it's sort of obscured by the mist, so you can't make it out properly. It seems to have completely not seen you at all. So you can if you leave it, it'll just pass by without seeing you.
Just let it go by. I mean, what do you guys think? Fafook's not going to move.
Yeah, just let it go
Or
by.
Okay, right. So you can hear the voice of these two people, two voices arguing, but it eventually
So it's
fades
one
off.
body. So it's one body, but two voices.
Well, you only saw one person.
I wonder if it's one of those Eton things, like two heads. So they've got like two heads that talk to each other. Do I need to roll an Arcana check to see if I maybe think of that as a character?
That would be an intelligence check, maybe, or an intelligence check.
Oh yeah, this is pretty shit.
No
Yeah.
idea.
Fair enough. Okay, that was pretty fucking weird.
Okay, so you eventually lose sight of it, and then can't hear, and it eventually goes beyond your range of your hearing.
Well, carry on, I suppose.
Okay, very well. So, what am I doing? I need that. Right, so you carry on, um, and eventually you come across one of the so-called havens, and you climb up out of the swamp onto another sort of a nice green area. Again, like I say, it's covered. There's like lots of trees and bushes and wildflowers everywhere. It's all sweet smelling. And as you head across this island of greenery, um, you pass you walk through past some trees. Dice is in my way. Get out of my way. Pass through a line of trees, and about a few hundred feet in front of you, you find yourselves looking down on a graveyard with a 10-foot tall wrought iron fence surrounding it, and with massive spikes capping it off on each of the posts. And it appears, despite all odds, it appears like in excellent condition, almost as if it's brand new. There's a set of iron gates that unlike the rest of it, like one lies on the floor and one's hanging on its hinges, and they look all like rusted, almost rusted away. And there's a sign half dangling from the archway above them that says the Safe Haven Cemetery.
We investigated.
Yeah.
Yeah, head down, take a look.
Okay.
Go down stealthily though, just to be on the safe side.
Okay. Radio. So whoever's got the so you're going down as a group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
might as well.
Together.
Radio. So person with the worst stealth, make a stealth check then.
That'll be Cade, I think.
Mine's a +5.
Mine is a +6.
So it's not Cade.
Cade.
11.
Tackling, I would have thought.
Yep. But I've got that thing on it. Plus another
You've
two.
still got the +10, yeah.
Another plus
Just-
10.
It lasts for an hour.
Oh, it's more than an hour's passed.
Oh, right, then it's no longer in effect then.
What about the
But
advantage?
you'll add advantage, but you got the lowest bonus, so it's probably you anyway.
Okay.
So roll with advantage, you lucky boy.
Okay. Right. So you creep down, going from bush to bush, from boulder to boulder, and make your way down to the entrance, to the cemetery entrance. So beyond the gates, you can see a row upon row of gravestones with presumably names etched into them.
How old are we talking? Bearing in mind we're in 592.
Sorry.
How old are we talking these graves are?
Well, you want to go and have a look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, contrary to the fact that the fence that surrounds the place that looks almost brand new, the graves inside look ancient. The writing engraved into them is worn and covered in moss. And the most of them are like so faded that they're illegible or hard to read. You pick out a few names, nothing special. There's no dates on any of them though, just names.
Okay, no problem.
You can make a perception check as you if you want to explore the graveyard.
Sure. Why not? Fook's not.
Yay.
Yes.
Guess who's back? Again.
But
Cheers,
disadvantage these.
No, just normal.
But we're exhausted.
Oh, so
Everything should be disadvantage.
yeah, sorry, yeah, I've completely forgot about that. Yeah.
It says ability checks. Disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah, so a skill check is an ability check. An attack roll is not, though.
I'm just rolling again.
Yeah, I knew I can go lower than 9.
Ba-ba!
Nice.
Okay, so 17. No, that was disadvantage, so that was the upper roll. So my previous one stands, which is 17.
I mean, I rolled.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Shoot
Oh.
train.
Oh, I do like that Thomas the Tank Engine. Dear me. Right, okay. So yeah, you're wandering around, kind of like, oh, did tackling make it?
No.
No.
That was a disadvantage.
All right. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So you wander around looking at the graves, and you spend a good half hour or so, and don't find anything really of interest. And then
It's
uh, Fafouk's attention is caught by is drawn by a few gravestones that are partially obscured by a line of bushes, and as you walk past them, you see a line of 5 new gravestones. The piles dirt pile fresh dirt piled up at the side of each one, and an open grave.
So I open ones and say, "Hey guys, come take a look. There's freshly prepared ones here. Let me guess. Let me guess whose
Got our
names are on
names.
it."
I'm going to say I've got our names on.
They have indeed. They bear your
Wow.
names and your birth dates.
Well, like my real one, because Fafouk doesn't really know what his birth date was. Does it actually say his proper one?
It does, yes.
He's like, "Holy shit! I'm going to make a note of this one. Finally got my proper birthday." No, obviously he's freaked out. He's like,
So yeah, there's your birth date, and then just like a blank where there's no final date.
it's listing perception as a skill check, Phil,
Yeah,
not an ability check.
so skill check and ability check are two different things, aren't they?
attack rolls and separate things. Just a moment.
Oh, right back.
Is that because you've ticked the level of exhaustion on your character sheet? So that's what I've done with mine.
Yeah.
Lee.
Long short, there's no such thing as skill checks. There's only ability checks. Some proficiencies are called skill proficiencies, but they're not skill checks. So yeah, it's a skill check. It's an ability check. You've got ability checks and attack rolls. So you're making an ability check. You're just sometimes applying a skill proficiency to it. But yeah, so like I said, there's these 5 fresh graves with each with brand new gravestone, each got the name on and an accurate date of birth on. And in the bottom of each one, there is a open coffin.
I've just been looking at Player Journal, and we had that anonymous poem, didn't we, from a long time ago?
Yeah, that was from that troll.
That what?
Anonymous
The last,
poem, you did indeed, yeah.
the last
Oh,
one that
right.
was glad to survive thought about his lost friends he thought often. Didn't we
Yeah,
think that?
because it mentioned all of us, didn't it? But that was from that troll.
Yeah. Their legacy was placed in his coffin, so maybe we should check all the coffins.
Take a look.
I know, can't at this point. Well, probably will. Check out the coffins then, Phil. Make sure they are empty. There's nothing in them.
Yeah, they're all empty. Like I said, they're all open. The lids are just laid on the propped up against the pile of dirt at the side of each open grave.
So I was grabbed a brew. We died horribly yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh. So we found our graves.
Unless you want to.
Inscriptions on them. Anything else?
No.
Cool.
So we
Open
just
coffins in
leave.
the bottom of the graves.
We just leave and try and find this hag.
Sorry, did you say they were coffins?
Yeah, open coffins in the bottom down in the bottom of the graves.
Oh,
Why don't
empty
why don't
ones.
why don't we burn them?
I think it's just a waste of time at this.
I go around behind my gravestone and kick it so hard it falls into the grave.
Sorry?
I go behind my gravestone, kick it so hard it falls into the grave.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, it falls and lands with a bang in the bottom of the grave on top of the open coffin.
Then I take a piss in it.
Okay, what's everybody else doing?
I like to repeat the same thing, please.
Not watching for Fook and Cade piss into their own graves.
I mean, when else are we going to get the opportunity?
Is there like a building nearby then? With this being a cemetery, is there like a grounds house or something like that?
Is there what? Sorry?
Is there any buildings nearby?
No.
Just a cemetery.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I suppose after we do a circuit and you said we spent about an hour in this place.
Somebody should have gone bing bong.
Sorry.
Somebody should have got a bing bong. It goes bing bong when you get a whisper.
Well, it's not me.
Not me either.
You don't have to like go through each other subtly trying to find out who it was.
No, I'm just trying to be clear. So if you think it worked and you sent it to
Yes,
me,
it's all right.
didn't work.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. So, what y'all doing?
Head
Yep.
out, leave.
Yeah. Suggest we just leave and carry on with a hag hunt.
Correct. We're off on a hag hunt.
Go and catch a big one.
Exactly.
Yep. Hello? Is that the consensus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just leave unless
Yeah.
someone in the party says something loudly and different. We just leave. There's no reason to stay.
Okay.
I mean, do we need to do a roll call to make sure everybody actually has heard the message and they're not taking a quick leak break and don't know?
I've just got back.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, we know we've got the message then.
Oh,
So, so we're about to leave, Lusai, unless you have a compelling reason for us not to.
I've just heard a voice. Does it sound female, Phil?
No, it sounds like yours.
What?
Not another one that says follow, is it? If it is, we're just ignoring it.
Shut the fuck off.
If I heard a voice, it sounds like me.
All right.
Time to rest. You have lived long, but now it's time to sleep.
Ignore it. Get out of here.
Yeah, let's fuck off. Boring.
That
We
and
leave.
Your bed's filled with piss.
Well, yeah, I just pissed in my own grave, so I don't really want to go lie down there. Yeah, we leave. Yeah, that sounds like a stupid idea. Let's go.
Okay, you go in then. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Right. You walk back through the cemetery then towards the gates and head off out of the cemetery. As Luhai goes to step through the gates, he collapses, racked in intense pain, and can't pass
Oh,
through the gates.
oh, joy.
Bloody monks, honestly. So, Fafuk goes back, sits down, ritually casts Identify on Luzai to see if he's under the influence of any magics or any effects.
Um,
I'm going to keep an eye out, Phil, just in case something comes stomping back our way.
Okay.
All the clerics dealing with Blue High.
What are you casting? So what's everybody else doing? Sorry, first.
Assume a watch surrounding these.
Okay. What about Cade?
I help with that watch.
Okay. And what you said Fufu we're doing? Sorry.
Casting Identify on Lazai to try and identify anything that's affecting him.
Oops. Okay. It appears that Lu Hai is under the effects of some necromantic magic.
Oh, you're cursed, mate.
Well, that
Luckily
reminds me.
for you, Fafuk keeps remove curse handy ever since he discovered that this whole fucking place is one big curse. Ritually cast remove curse
Nice.
on Lazai. Really, really, really hoping that works.
Okay. And if you could make a blind D20 roll, please, for Fafuk.
Oh, blind one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh dear, that were a waste.
that was a waste.
Well,
Who
can,
do I-
can we count it still?
Hmm.
You can count it, yeah. Count to 20. Bing bong.
I've just rolled it.
Yep, that's it. Okay. Okay, right. Uh, so Lu Hai, the voice sort of slowly fades away till you can't hear it anymore.
Oh, I feel better now.
Free from pain.
Excellent. I high five Lazai and test him out to the graveyard.
Oh, I'll leave.
Okay, right. Tentatively step through the gates, and nothing happens. So you're free to leave.
Fafuk looks totally confident in his abilities. Man, this place is filled with mumbo jumbo bullshit, honestly.
Okay,
Crack on, I suppose.
right. So you wander on, leaving the Haven cemetery behind, and trudge off back into the swamp. And you wander for hours. No sign of any skulls, no sign of anybody or anything. Till eventually, as the light begins to fade, you spot a large uprooted tree lying on its side. Must be about 15 feet across at the base, and strange carvings coat the outside of it. At the base of the tree, through all the tangles of roots, is an opening, and dim lights emanate from inside.
Cool. Back where we started.
Kurg sees you approaching and like shakes his head. Says, "I warned you. Payment is due. If you want to stay here."
So, what would you like? I think last time I traded him a couple of my daggers. Or was
It
it a dagger?
took canvas last time, didn't it? That sheet of canvas.
Yeah, it took a sheet of canvas.
What?
Offer him a,
Water
oh,
water collector on it.
Yeah.
yeah. Offer him a couple of daggers.
Right, yeah, he accepts that.
Cool.
So I suppose you'd be wanting feeding.
Ooh, yes, please.
Right, okay. So with the fading light, he prepares another meal. He seems less hospitable this time and barely talks to you at all. In little more, you get a little more than grunts and nods out of him. And once the meal's over with, he excuses himself and retires to his to his room, or what really you call it, to his tree trunk, to his log. Retires to his log.
Well, I think it's still worth us casting Lumen's tiny hut. If nothing else, it keeps all the riffraff out obviously not the big one. What do you guys think?
I agree. I agree.
Nothing else. Large crocodiles can't sneak up and chow us.
Pardon me.
Right, we try and get our heads down.
With a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I'm going to watch this time.
Yeah.
Standard one that's on the camping thing.
Yeah.
May as well.
Okay. Can everybody in order of watch make a perception check then? A blind perception check as well, please.
What is a blind perception?
Blind one. It's a blind roll. So if you're on the dice roller thing, there's the like drop down menu, and you can pick blind GM roll.
So only full season.
There's
We're going to go through
Louis
the full setup.
first.
Expecting
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
got
me.
it, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, just roll.
Louis. Oh, right. And then
It don't
it's
matter.
Lee.
I know it's got your names on them, so it doesn't matter too much.
All right.
Okay, yeah, yes.
Ideally, so it'd be, but yeah, whatever.
What is it? Perception roll.
It is a perception roll, yeah.
With disadvantage because we're exhausted.
It would be with disadvantage because you're exhausted, yes.
Do you want me to re-roll then?
I guess so.
You see this? Did I roll right or did I mess it?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Thank you.
Oh, did you get mine?
Yep, yep,
Re-roll with disadvantage.
yep. All good. I think that's everybody, is it? Just Lou High?
Advantage.
Disadvantage.
There should be a
Yep.
+7 on that, Phil.
Yep, yeah, it's worked, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, right. You pass the night without incident and get a decent night's sleep. So you can remove your level of exhaustion. Yeah. By the time you wake, Kurg's nowhere to be seen.
Oh shit, is he gone? Can we look around for jawbones or jawbone daggers?
He's not in his tree stump.
No, he's not in his tree stump. There's no sign of any of like any
No sign
kind
of
of.
anybody else going missing either, though, were they?
No, this is true. The only thing the only thing that's missing is his like hunting his hunting things.
Oh, cool. So, the way I see it, we've got two options. We can either go wandering aimlessly again, or we can try and do a bit of hunting to appease this guy so we can stay here for a bit longer. Because I don't fancy giving him all the shit.
Well, oh, you mean just go on a quick hunting trip, leave
Yeah, bring him
something here edible?
for him. Yeah, for him. Try and find a crocodile.
Well, to be fair, we may as well do that for a bit because hunting hag seems to be pretty.
You see what I'm saying? I'd rather give him something that we've procured as opposed to all this cool
Okay.
stuff.
All right, shall we make Cade walk in front looking tasty?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm this little one. I'm only snack. They look for someone bigger.
So if you want, you can just make a survival check to how long do you want to spend hunting?
Couple of hours tops, I suppose.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Yeah. Couple of hours.
Who makes a survival check? I presume the one with the highest.
Yes, you presume so. Yeah.
Or
Mine's
perception.
+4, but it's just +4. Okay, for Fukul, roll it.
Mine's +4 as well.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So
To be find one of them crocodile things.
I want me to put time back. So, okay, so you spend a couple of hours hunting and you manage to gather a bit of quite a bit of small game and fish or crabs, crayfish,
None of them
whatever.
poisonous, right?
Not yeah, so yeah, we check them.
Cracking test.
So yeah, he's able to check them. And you return to you're returning to Kurg's hut.
Yeah, to drop it off.
Okay. Right. By the time you get back, Kurg's there. He's got another appears to have caught another crocodile, which is in the process of butchering, skinning, and butchering.
Oh wow. Drop off our goods and say, hadn't realised you'd already tracked down one of those big ones.
Right. He sort of grunts, gives a grunt that passes for a grunting approval, and thanks you for the gift. But he's but for whatever reason is still not. He seems to be becoming less and less communicable and hospitable as time goes on.
Yeah,
Getting,
fair dues.
getting fed up with us.
Well, you know, what do they say about visitors and fish? They start smelling after 3 days. So yeah, I suppose we go out hag hunting again.
Okay. Right. So it's after about 10:30 that morning when you set off again. And you walk for about half an hour, maybe a bit longer, and you can all make a perception check.
Secret or public?
Public's fine.
There's a lot.
Well, poop.
A lot of perceptioning going off.
It is
Hey, 20.
good old perception. Is that everybody?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, couldn't see a lot. Right, okay. So you're heading for you, like I say, you're slogging your way through the swamp or on top of it, and some just beyond the range of your vision, beyond somewhere ahead of you in the mist and the fog, you can hear branches snapping loudly again, and the sound of heavy footsteps.
Duck for cover again.
Oh. I think we'll have to tackle this dude.
Duck for cover.
You're ducking for cover. What's everybody else doing?
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to duck for cover as well.
Okay. About Luhai?
All right then. Yeah, same.
And what about tackling?
It's actually on my own.
Yeah.
Yep.
go on.
Okay. Another one reluctantly hiding. Okay, right, go. You can make a stealth check then.
Yes, I'm gonna fail. You brought this on yourselves.
Yeah, so it'd be worse one who does a stealth check, I suppose, really.
Well, we don't have the thingy cover anymore.
Oh, nearly.
Tackling's failed.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh god.
Okay, so,
AP tackling though.
so you
Oh, it's 9.
so you hunker down behind behind a dead tree, and
Thank God Almighty fart.
and listen as this the sound of these footsteps and these breaking branches gets steadily closer, and then to the point that it's you're sure it must be close enough, almost close enough to be able to see, and then it stops, and then you hear it again, but it's coming from behind you.
Oh,
Oh shit. Swivel around to see what's going on.
Okay, right. Again, these this sound of breaking branches and heavy footsteps gets closer and closer to the point that it seems like it just must be just on the edge of the vision, beyond the fog, and it stops again and starts again, and then moments later starts again from another random direction.
they're close, backs to each other.
Yeah.
Okay, right. It and again it gets close, almost to the point of being able to see it. You think you must be able to see it, and it stops, and then moments later it comes from another direction, and this continues for a couple of minutes or more. And
Some
can
kind of
you?
illusion.
Who knows? Can you all make a 20-sided dice roll?
Oh dear.
Okay, right.
Three,
So like,
6, 9.
God, there, shit rolls.
Oh,
so like I say, keep in these footsteps, and it comes close. Then almost before where you think you're gonna be able to see it, it stops.
Can we time it?
Sorry,
Can we time it?
can you time it? Yeah, you can try and count it out if you want.
And then just as when we think it's just like a couple of seconds before, lash out with thorn whip.
Okay. So yeah, you count it down. Is anybody else doing want to do anything?
no, just keep
Staring,
an eye.
I'm just watching.
staring in disbelief at Tacklon.
I'm watching out.
Oh, so we're just going to get pillaged to death by these invisible noises.
Okay, so you keep it, like I say, it happens for a couple, maybe another minute or so, and you count it out, and it lasts exactly the same amount of time every time. Every time about 10, 15 seconds. You tackling you like, well, you can make a roll, but it's attack roll, isn't it, for Thorn Whip?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be disadvantage because there's can't see anything, so you're effectively blind. Sorry, what was that? What said something?
Steve. So basically, this how long does it take? What did you say the time frame?
It takes about 15 seconds every time.
Okay. How about if I cast detect magic? Do I feel anything? Not
Uh,
on this roll, as a normal spell.
no, you don't take nothing, nothing at all.
Okay, thank you.
Focusing it high.
Oh dear me. Okay, right. So you whip while right. Okay, right. So tackling whips out with his phone whip and nothing. And then you can hear children laughing really close by, almost so close that you think you should be able, by all right, you should be able to see them, but
It's not ghosts.
looking around you can't see anything. And then you hear the laughter. It's right next to your head, and you can one of you hears somebody whispering in your ear. Who wants to be that person?
This is the hag in it. This is the hag messing about.
Who wants to be that person?
I don't like scary kids.
Who wants to be that person that can hear the whispering?
I don't think you'll get any volunteers, so.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
there we
do
go. Tackling's volunteered.
We'll call it penance for Missing wildly. My thorn whip.
Okay, right. You turn looking, tackling. You all turn looking around, trying to figure out where it's coming. You can't see anything, and then right in your ear, tackling your ear, so you're all gonna die here.
We're all gonna die someday, young'un. Don't worry about it.
Right, Obol's not here.
What?
Again.
Here we go.
Again.
Do you mean again?
He's been taken before, hasn't he? Well, he went missing for a little while. When he had a big wee. Is it Obald that were marked then? Korg said that somebody were marked.
Right, suddenly everything it just falls quiet.
We've all
The
been
sound,
marked.
the sound stop. But then not only that, they just the entire bog drops complete sound. There's no insects, noises, no the sound. Even the sound of the wind just drops. It all just
What if
drops
they're
dead.
talking to each other? What happens if we try talking to each other?
Yeah, you can hear each other. It sounds deaf. It's all even with hushed voice. It sounds deafeningly loud.
Silence.
Okay, right. You suddenly hear Orbold shouting for help. It sounds coming off to your right from maybe a few hundred yards away.
Help.
Wasn't he within like arm's reach of us just like a few
Yeah, we're all
moments ago?
circled up, weren't we?
Yep.
But he's not there anymore.
Nope.
I think this is a dream. I think it's one of those dream situations. We've nodded off. We're fast asleep, sinking into the bog. And he's actually next to us. What do you guys think?
Be right. How do we wake ourselves up?
Thorn whip in the face.
Aren't you supposed to slap each other or something to wake yourself up out of a dream? I turn and slap Tacklin in the face to see if I can wake him up from his dream.
What?
Well,
Sorry.
I slap Tacklin to see if I can wake him up from the dream we're in.
Okay. Right. You slap him hard across the face.
Yes.
There's
And
nothing happens apart from you got a big wet red hand mark on his face.
I suppose my hand hurts like hell as well.
Yeah.
It's probably not a dream then. Why has everything gone quiet? That's just weird. Ah, fuck it. Shall we trudge over to the obvious ambush then? What do you guys think?
Yep.
Both shots for help. Okay, we gird our loins full and we trudge off to the obvious ambush.
Okay.
Keeping our heads on a swivel, wondering why it's so quiet. I give blessing of the trickster to Tacklin who's in front, so he has advantage on any stealth checks.
Okay. Right. So you start heading over in the direction of that you heard Obol's voice.
Mm-hmm.
And as you head that way, you can hear Obol screaming at the top of his lungs.
From the same place or different place?
Same place.
Keep moving towards.
Yeah, we keep heading that way.
He's
Okay.
definitely not with us.
Yeah,
No.
we've all got water walking, so we'll be on top of whatever sludge there is. So
Okay. Right. You keep heading in the same direction. As you move further in that direction, you can hear like creaking of of tree branches or a rope possibly.
Okay, that's nice. You keep trudging towards Obold.
One moment. Right, you hear like a garbled sort of shout, sort of like "Whoa, idiots! Ah!"
A bit garbled, as if it's fallen into something or static here or what?
Like poor reception, or has he got his mouth full of cock?
Beautiful,
Uh,
absolutely beautiful.
Sorry.
That's why you're the bard.
So eloquent.
An artist with your words.
oh, right, just 1 second. Radio. Just bum. Okay. Right. Okay. You come. You sort of break through, step through a wall of fog, and come across quite a strange sight. There's a group of skeletons pulling pulling on a rope that's looped over a tree, a large branch of a tree, and attached to the other end, suspended from a noose around his neck, his legs, his feet kicking feebly at the air, and his face turning purple, is Obold.
How's it
Oh
hanging?
wow.
Right, his eyes are bulging from his head,
I cut him down.
and there's these two skeletons pulling on this rope.
Attack the skeletons then.
Try and save him. Try and save him.
Okay.
How far away are all these creatures from us, these skeletons?
Probably on about 30, 40 feet away.
Fafuk will step forward 10 foot and turn undead.
Okay, so let's have initiatives then. Just roll initiative. I ain't got a combat table.
It says there's no active one, so
Yeah. Just roll it. Just roll a 20 and add on what your dex or
Am
whatever.
I rolling as well, Phil?
No, I don't think there's really much point, is there?
Or just in case I need to make any saves or anything when that would happen. So,
Well, yeah, go on then. Why not? If it makes you feel happier.
not what I wanted actually this time.
So just Cade and Luhai.
Oops.
Boom!
oh wow. Oh wow.
Everybody's good. Right then. So first is Obald. So
Beat 'em by one, Lee. Beat 'em by one.
next to act is Luhai. So what's Luhai doing?
Attack the skeletons.
Attack the skeletons. Okay, go on, make a hit roll then as you and Tackling run towards the skeletons. Fafuk brandishes his holy symbol. Okay, right. Punch the skeleton, and the pair of them just clatter to the floor, a pile of bones, and Obald hits the deck like a sack of spuds.
Them both at one
Dacus,
plunge.
but
Any skeletons left?
No, they just as soon as Lu Hai hit one of them, they just collapsed.
Oh,
I was gonna cast fireball, you know. Killjoy.
fireball.
I was
Lucas,
gonna
Obald.
ask what's the solution for every problem? Fireball. Here it comes.
Well, Fook asks Obald, what happened? We thought you were just next to us a few minutes ago.
So yeah, Obald can barely speak. His like throat's quite badly crushed, and he's got bruised. His neck's all bruised, and cut where the ropes like broken the skin.
Sorry, that noise is my dog snoring.
Never heard of him.
Shush you. Um,
How's Kobold at the
Sorry.
I mean, is he damaged? Do I cast a cure on you? Would that help?
So it's so yeah, well you can try that. Yeah. I mean some of it, so it'll just take time. Okay.
Hey, 11.
So that eases the pain, and like you can talk, but you've got like quite a bad sore throat, and it hurts when you swallow. It's at this point you notice the tree that Obald was being hung from. In the branches hang several jawbones.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well done, Obald. You found it.
That mean we're near?
According to Kurg,
Must be hereabouts. Suppose we carefully perceive the area and try to scope out where the hag may be.
okay.
Quick question: is this combat likely to take like an hour?
Well, I think we'll probably stop before the final bit of combat.
Okay. I suppose we hunt about and see if we can track down an actual lair.
Okay. So, you look about and you see no sign of the hag. But as you cast further afield, you spot um, more skulls and jawbones, sort of like propped up on piles of rocks, or hanging from trees, or like just resting in like the boles of trees. And keep come across them every few hundred feet or so. You come across more and more, something like that. Eventually, like piles of skull at the base of the trees, and stones, skulls carved into stones, or the bark of trees. Eventually you come across an especially large skull that's perched atop a totem pole with strange, unrecognizable symbols on it that you've never seen before. And there's a single black horn protrudes from the forehead of the skull.
That's what it is.
Sorry,
Is it Oni?
uh,
Is it an Oni?
Recognize the
it could
skull.
be, only yeah.
What's an oni?
Same as Cog.
Oh, I thought he had two horns though. Didn't he have two horns like
Is it two horns? I thought it one. I could be wrong. It could be two horns. If it's two horns, it's two horns. Let me have a look.
Oh, right. No, no. As long as it's an Oni skull,
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember.
It is two horns. Yeah, it is. It's small, two small horns. I apologise. I'm thinking of some completely different creature. Yes. So yeah. So it's a large skull with two small horns protruding from the forehead. Of course, the lower jaw, is missing.
Fafuk wonders whether he should try and have a new handle carved for a new dagger. Just gonna have a quick roll to see which way he goes. Give me a second. Come on, what's going on here now? Oh yeah. He needs that horn now. He wants to replace his dagger. That was
Okay, the horns are only quite small. They're only about an inch and a half long.
Oh, is that it? Sorry, I had one carved into a handle for a dagger, remember?
Yeah.
So he wants another one.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
asks Tacton if he can borrow his hatchet so he can get one of those horns back.
You can borrow me Mason's tools, yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Fafuk tries to go and retrieve a horn off the skull.
Okay. You can climb up the totem pole and get it if you want.
Yes, please.
Give us a climb roll then.
Oh,
Okay. Right. You scrabble around the bottom of the totem pole and look like you're having relations with it, but certainly don't climb anywhere up it.
Never seen a cleric disrespect the dead so much.
I'll get it on the way back. Kill the hag. hand back the mason's tools.
Okay. Right. Okay. So you continue following this trail of skulls till eventually you come upon a clearing where the ground starts to rise up and on another of these havens. And as you clamber up onto this haven, the smell of the bog, you walk on further on, the smell of the bog starts to dissipate, and you find yourselves on what looks like a fertile bit of farmland. There's a smell of fresh flowers fills the air, and ahead of you, you can see a cabin surrounded on all sides by a large cornfield. The corn stands about 8 feet tall, so you can only just see the top of the cabin. And towering above the corn, as silent guardians, are numerous scarecrows that all look quite grotesque, all different but quite disturbing. Quite disturbing looking. They have one thing in common: all of their lower jaws have been removed, and you can see the remnants of a skull protruding from the sacks that cover the heads.
Nice.
There's a path. You can see a single path that leads through the centre of the cornfield directly to the cabin.
How far away is the cabin?
About 50, just over 50 feet away. Well, 50 feet. It's about in the centre of this cornfield, so about 50 feet from the edge of the cornfield.
That's in fireball range. Nice. How about you just drop fireballs on that fucking cabin, and then I start blasting whatever comes out of it? What do you think?
Fine, I'm game.
What do you guys think?
Could try it.
It worked for the Earth monster sphincter.
So,
Yeah,
Phil,
yeah.
do we have time to start this shenanigans, or do we need to wait?
It's up to you. You can cast a fireball if you want and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm casting fireball.
Okay.
Kate cast fireball.
So
Readies himself for combat.
so what are you doing? You walking to the edge of the path so you can see the cabin, or what are you doing?
We can see it from where we are, can't we?
You can see the roof of it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking for any openings, like a window, a door.
So
I just need and tiny opening, and fireball can explode inside.
Okay, so like I say, you'd have to walk to the start of the path, so you can see from the down. You walk to the side of the path to start the path, and you can see straight down this path that runs through the middle of the cornfields, straight to the front door of the cabin.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay,
But I like to stay, in a fireball distance, so 150 feet, not going close.
okay. So you're casting it from the edge of the cornfield.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, right, right. The fireball strikes the door, shattering it to pieces, and explodes all over the cottage, which promptly sets which promptly sets alight. And then bit by bit, the flames are snuffed out.
Is it damaged?
It is damaged, yeah.
Do you want to do another one?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, right. Okay, right. It strikes the cabin again. So a lot of the blasts going expanding inside, blowing inside through the open door, and again it sets things alight. The edges of the cornfield, but again they're quickly snuffed out. It's obviously done some damage. At this point, you notice that all the scarecrows, there's about 5 of them in total, you think, have all turned on the posts, on the stakes that they're attached to. They've all turned to face Cade.
Oh, I'll probably
Are
save her
they
then.
are they in fireball distance?
They are in
Wait,
fireball
wait, wait,
distance,
wait. No, wait.
although they're in different areas. They're not all in one spot.
How far away is
Oh,
the closest one?
Sorry, how
How
far is the
far away?
closest? How far is the closest one? Probably about 15 feet away.
Okay. I cast spiritual guardians and stand next to Cade and make sure that one of the scarecrows falls inside the radius of spirit guardians.
Okay.
Naked violence.
we are having a field day too.
Okay. Right. Right. As the so you do that, and as the guardians impact on the scarecrow, it it drops it after taking a couple of hits. So you want to roll for its damage?
Sure. 3d8. Not 48, 3d8. Nope.
Okay.
12.
And it gets
Would you like another roll?
what do they get? Is there a save for it?
A wisdom save of
A
15.
wisdom save, yeah. Okay. Right. There's sort of straw and dust fly everywhere as it impacts into the scarecrow. Sounds a bit like somebody shooting arrows into a pillar. Uh, and after it's taken a bit of a battering, it drops down off the stake that it's attached to, and you hear a rustling, and they see the corn waving about as it rushes off.
Oh, it leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Fafu quite enjoys that, so wanders over so that
Right.
it's.
The others, as you step forward, the others like drop down as well, and you can see all the corn rustling, and so the see the trail through the corn as they all rush in the opposite direction.
As in they're just randomly fleeing away.
Yeah.
So, well, chaps, shall we approach the cabin? Or do you want Kate to do another? Shall we ask Kate to do another fireball before we get close?
I think we should just go, and if We see anything, I blast the fire.
I think you've just destroyed a safe spot.
Cool. So we approach the cabin cautiously through the cornfields with fairy uh, spiritual guardians going, ready to fireball anything that fucking twitches.
Okay.
And we head up to the cabin.
Okay, right. You make your way down the path and up to the door of the cabin. So the cabin's quite small. It's not much more than 10 feet square. It's severely singed and blackened, and the door is like almost blasted off its hinges. And there's a smell of burnt wood and burnt hair coming from inside.
Obold will just keep doing paranoid check for a hag or
Okay.
anything else that's going to jump out and make him disappear somewhere.
Right, I suppose we kick in the remains of the door and explore the cabin.
Okay. Right. Right. Inside, you find a slightly singed um, and but fairly simple home. A small table, a few rickety old chairs, um, some books now slightly singed on a shelf, and candles everywhere. Some of which are now lit, but there's a couple of doors leading off.
Okay, open them in turn.
Okay, right. So one door, one of the doors leads in just to like some kind of like a storage cupboard, and the other opens into a bedroom, and which is a little bit strange. The room itself. There's a large inside the bedroom. There's a large dresser with a mirror atop it, as well as a comb that appears to have been crafted from a bird's rib cage. But the entire room is decorated with skulls, all with their bottom jaws removed. On top of the dresser is a collection of 5 hand-carved ravens, each with glimmering red stones for eyes.
Hmm.
And as you sort of venture a bit further into the bedroom, you spot in the corner to the side of the bed is a trapdoor with
Joy.
a thick, heavy
Hmm.
padlock.
Is the padlock locked?
Yes.
Oh, so there's something inside there that's locked down, as opposed to. I think we should open it. Has to be a prisoner. Has to be happy to be released. What do you guys think?
Yes, if you can unlock it.
I'll
Sure.
motion that I'm going to stand outside.
Okay.
Right,
So I'm going to stand just outside the doorway, Phil, and keep an eye out.
Outside the cottage or outside the bedroom door.
Outside the cottage.
Rightio.
my spirit guardians are still going. I assume that's pretty much the entire interior full.
Well, yeah, it depends where you are. So it'll be between the bedroom
Yeah.
or one room or the other one.
Okay. Try and I'm gonna try and pick
Okay.
the lock.
Go with them.
Mm, 21.
Nope.
Oh,
Do you want to smash it, tackle him?
yeah, can do. Do we want to make that
Mason.
much noise? I mean, we've just been blasting fireballs, so yeah, why not? Fuck it.
Tackling so funny. Yeah, go for a tackling.
What do you need?
Just Mason's tools. Just smash the door.
Yeah, so it'll be a tool check. Be Mason's
Mm.
tools then.
Yeah, I'm trying to find them. It's not in my.
padlock, so I assume you can sort of get at it with a hammer.
Nope.
Hmm.
So it's like one of those fold over catch things over a ring.
Yeah, like a hasp.
Just like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
padlock.
yeah.
Try again.
You just keep working it, I suppose.
No.
A crowbar or like that.
Yeah, got a crowbar.
You can try and force it.
Yep.
It'll be a strength check then.
Okay.
Game in hand.
Can't really know because it's you can't really help him with the crowbar. It's too small.
If you want to have a go at it.
I think your strength will be better than mine.
Yeah, but the mason's tools is wisdom checks are crowbars.
Pulled me ass out.
Uh,
Oh wow.
Hang on. You can read all this. I'm nearby.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll come back to it.
So yeah, rather than it springing up and tackling in the face,
Still nothing.
no.
I suppose we just keep working it until it eventually pops open. Keep going.
Okay, right. There's a splinter in the wood, and you're like, you break the lock off the trapdoor.
Right. Do you want to lift it up? And
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
head down with my spirit guardians.
Crack it up, have a look down, see if make sure not going to jump up though.
Okay. Right. It's pitch black below the trapdoor,
I
Why is it
cast
good?
light. I cast light on something.
and the coppery smell of blood, like fills the room as you open it.
Ew, this is going to be grim. Fafuk casts light and drops it down into the hole and then slides down. Is there a ladder or steps?
There's a ladder, yeah.
And then slides down the ladder with spirit guardians whirring away happily.
Okay. Right. So you
Watch me murder a bunch of innocent children in the basement. Sorry.
okay. Right. So you drop down or clamber down the ladder into the basement. The smell of blood is almost overpowering. Um, what's the range of your light again?
Be 2020.
2020. Okay, the light barely, only just manages to illuminate the room, which is way bigger than the shack above it. It's about 40 foot
Wow.
square, and it's crafted from some kind of black stone. Everything's wet, damp and wet, and there's a musky odor that belies that lies beneath the stench of blood. Um, yeah,
I spin around and check if there's anything else in the room
there's
besides me.
bones everywhere. Apart from immediately around the foot of the ladder, it's at least ankle deep in bones everywhere.
Did I go down with him?
You can go down if you want.
Yeah. And upon noticing all the bones, I'll remind him of that time we got attacked by the bone storm.
Um, almost you don't see it at first because of the bones almost obscure it, but by the north wall you see just poking above these this layer of bones, you can see the top of a metal coffin.
Hmm. I call up to the others and say, looks like an empty room, ankle deep in bones. There's a coffin at the north wall, going to go check it out. And I trudge over to the north wall, leaving the light at the bottom of the ladder so it illuminates the room.
Okay. And I think we'll leave it there then.
Yeah.
Aww.
Just gave it away, Phil.
Nice one.